The following is a presentation of the Pro Wrestling Report. Informative, entertaining, and real since 1998.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report. We are live here Monday night, September 26, 2011, on Blog Talk Radio. I want to thank you for your patience and apologize as well. Those damn Brewers, they've already cinched the division, right? So why the hell do they have to even still play?
Well, because they sold all these tickets. There's
Brewers
hundreds
are
of thousands.
us more than a White House intern tonight.
Did they kiss you first?
The lights weren't even on.
Oof.
And we are coming to you here from the 1510 ESPN Deporte Studios. And David Hero, I don't know about you. I don't speak Spanish.
No?
No.
You should.
We are live here on Blog Talk Radio. Again, we want to thank all of you for your patience, and thank all of you who are listening and joining us in the chat room here on Blog Talk Radio. Linda's got your tweets tonight from Twitter, at PWR Show on Twitter, and we've got your comments from Facebook as well. David Hero, we're going to be talking about WWE Raw, Smackdown, Impact Wrestling. We've got some news headlines, and then Fan of the Week, all right here tonight. A couple of big announcements, too, especially about what's coming up this Saturday night on primetime, and next week, right here on this very program, where I guarantee you,
You mean primetime, which is seen every Saturday on My 24 Milwaukee.
Saturday nights at 10 o'clock p.m. after Ring of Honor Wrestling. Yes, that's the primetime I'm talking about. Next week, we will be on at 10 o'clock. This is the last week where we're supposed to be screwed.
Really?
It's, well, according to the contract, and believe me, I will invoke all those clauses in the contract. Because
Just
our people are
creative
waiting.
Control.
They're waiting for me because they also know that tonight a new star will join the ranks of The Miz, Heath Slater, Cody Rhodes, and Crimson, and
so
be
guys that are
endorsed by
out,
Damian
not
Nelson.
wrestling on TV?
Like Cody Rhodes winning that Battle Royal tonight, like Heath Slater wrestling on SmackDown last week, like The Miz who'll be back at Hell in a Cell, I'm sure.
And Crimson is where?
He was on Impact last week.
Was he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right, he was.
Yeah,
in street clothes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, how's your boy ADR without his championship belt? Look, I don't want to argue with you this early in the show.
I'm not arguing.
You're starting stuff.
And you're making fun of ADR while we're in the Deporte station? You've got to be kidding me.
I'm just saying. Anyways, let's get right down to it, David Hero, and let's talk about
Raw is War?
Yeah, Raw from tonight. And there's, at the end of this Raw, David Hero, as it went off the air, I remember looking over to you and saying, nothing happened.
Not really.
Highlight.
No.
There's no one thing you walk away with.
No. ADR cleaning house and Raw was big.
Okay, great.
It reestablished his heat. It reestablished his supremacy. It reestablished that more than likely he'll be leaving the HIAC.
Hell in a Cell, which is this Sunday on pay-per-view. Big Be the Booker online exclusive coming this Friday to PWRshow.com. Be the Booker is its own show now, David Hero.
Well, speaking of contracts, absolutely.
And I from what I understand, the dry erase board has been replaced with a video wall, like the magic wall like John King uses on my beloved CNN.
It's like that Minority Report kind of thing we talked about. Kind of. Almost. Not a cheaper version of it. Who am I kidding?
Let's go over what happened on Raw. I, for one, David Hero, truly enjoyed the opening segment, which included Triple H, Dolph Ziggler, Christian, and Cody Rhodes, and Vicky Guerrero. Now, you talk about 5 years, 5 guys. We've heard about that. I'm not talking about the burger joint.
Okay.
This was fresh. It was new. Not that those people are new, but they have Triple H in the ring interacting with all of them. It felt different, even though it was the same old formula for starting up WWE Raw. But what came of that was the show that would develop tonight and even SmackDown on Friday and Hell in a Cell on Sunday. And from that, we got a couple of match announcements, David Hero. It would be Dolph Ziggler versus Zack Ryder for the United States Championship. Triple H saying he hoped that Zack Ryder, Linda knows it, would win the United States Championship. Cody Rhodes couldn't keep his mouth shut and ended up in a
shocking
10-man battle royal for his Intercontinental Championship. And Christian, he got the most work out of anybody. He got a matchup tonight on Raw, in that match with Cena.
Mm-hmm.
He gets Randy Orton on Friday. And then on Sunday at Hell in a Cell, he gets Sheamus.
You know what, Christian? Boy, he must be the guy that they're going to go to for the big matches. but at the same time, he's kind of getting screwed. But thank God he did not have to put over John Cena tonight.
We had to endure John Cena doing commentary.
Brutal.
Can you, is there any, I'd rather be waterboarded.
I'd rather have Great Khali do commentary right now than John Cena.
Great Khali, good thing he was wearing red tonight because he may have suffered from the same thing that Jerry Lawler suffered from. Can you believe that on WWE Raw tonight, all over the world, 2 words came out of Michael Cole's mouth?
It wasn't suck it.
In reference to Jerry the King Lawler's injury sustained last week at the hands of Mark Henry, saying that not only is he suffering from bruised ribs, but Mark Henry has caused Jerry Lawler to be suffering from anal bleeding. I ain't making this up, folks. Yes, anal bleeding. Hashtag and trended on Raw, on Twitter tonight.
And the amazing thing is, you're not supposed to get color.
Well, that's why it was good that Great Khali was wearing those red pants.
Yeah.
Nobody would have noticed. That would be one of many things that would trend tonight on Raw.
And you know what? That right there was Vinnie Mac's little rib on Jerry the King. Because, Vinnie Mac has to clear all that kind of stuff.
But, the thing that struck me about it, it made no sense. It was like, really? Because they were seriously
they like to go
the
with the flow.
They were seriously talking about the injury, and then Michael Cole goes, and with all due respect, he's also suffering from anal bleeding.
How do you fix that?
Does a Band-Aid do it?
Little dab will do you, I think. I don't know.
Enough about anal bleeding. God dang it. See, I've said it several times now.
And that's why it's trending.
I hate it. Anyways, the 10-man Intercontinental Championship Battle Royal would start the show. We had not only a Drew McIntyre sighting, but apparently John Morrison was in this Battle Royal, too. I missed him. He got eliminated so fast.
Boy, how does John Morrison go from being the golden boy, 4 or 5 months ago, to now being, irrelevant?
What's Melina up to now?
Indies, which is, I'm sure that's where John Morrison's going to be heading pretty soon, too.
I'm sure that's probably where he wants to be heading.
You know what? People say that Morrison wants to get fired so he can do the Indies. Why?
He wants to be fired so he can be with his longtime girlfriend who got kicked out of the building. Whether it should have happened or not, they can't be together. Don't you know these people like to spend every waking moment together, David Hero?
No.
Don't you understand that?
Ask Batista. No.
Dave?
Yes. Listen, here's the thing. Cash in, make the money, get the video games, the action figures. He's not going to make this kind of money on the Indies.
Right. But the grass is always greener on the other side.
And then what are you supposed to do?
You got to mow it.
Water your own grass.
Well, he's never home.
Well, toolbox. You don't do that kind of stuff.
Anyways, apparently at the beginning of the Battle Royal, everybody goes after Drew McIntyre. I don't understand what that's all about because clearly he wasn't the biggest threat in the ring. And
it's because they don't like him. Listen, they know that if his ex-wife can beat him up, so can they.
Hey, never hit a woman.
I didn't say he hit a woman.
Right. You said that they don't like him because he didn't.
No. What
just happened?
No, I said because they know his ex-wife could beat him up, so could they. That's what I said.
But he couldn't hit back.
And it's popalicious. It's not popicize.
You said popicize.
By the way, we have issues. He just can't let it die, can he?
He kicked you square in the nuts.
It's like, really? I mean, let's see where he winds up on Bound for Glory this year.
Whoa! Wait a minute. You're doing that? Behind the microphone, you're nice and tough here.
I asked him about it when we were down in Hammond on Saturday. I'm like,
we did a 10 TNA show in Hammond, Indiana.
I said, hey, Daddy, where are you going to be on Bound for Glory? He said catering. So
you're selectively reporting.
I'm giving my side of the story.
We're talking about Raw. We'll talk about TNA.
How did we get to
the fruits of that labor?
You know what? These run sheets here are way. Look at this. Impact Wrestling.
Number 4. What's number 1? Exactly.
I don't know.
Cody wins. That's what you've been trying to avoid. Cody Rhodes wins the Battle Royal, and quite frankly, David Hero, I thought for a brief second that when Sheamus came down to that ring, he might have a chance at winning this Battle Royal because he couldn't beat Cody one-on-one.
Sheamus doesn't need it
to become the Intercontinental Championship, and it looked like it may go that way when it was Sheamus and Cody, the last 2 men in the ring after Cody Rhodes eliminated Ezekiel Jackson, by the way.
Sheamus does not need the United States Championship.
Sheamus eliminated by Cody Rhodes.
I mean the Intercontinental Championship.
Cody Rhodes remains the Intercontinental Champion. To the cynical ones like you, David Hero.
I'm not cynical. I'm honest.
To the ones who don't believe in a Damian Nelson-endorsed superstar, tonight, regardless of what your personal beliefs may be, Cody Rhodes got a little bit more justification for his title reign in winning that matchup.
Can I tell you why they're pushing Cody Rhodes right now?
This ought to be good.
Because they have so much money invested into his acting lessons, so he can become a full-fledged Phantom of the Opera, that they gotta try to get some more miles out of this character.
There's money on Broadway.
Not the Broadway he's on.
Okay.
Exit left, amigo.
Let's clear this up. Stage left or right? Let's clear this up.
Pick one.
Okay, you make it like Cody Rhodes is the only one taking acting lessons. Cody Rhodes wouldn't be where he is if not for those lessons that he may or may not have taken.
Cody Rhodes is where he is because of his father, the Dweem.
So in that case, then Ted DiBiase's where he is because of his father. Randy Orton's where he is because of his father, right?
Absolutely.
So it's working out great for Ted DiBiase.
By the way, Ted DiBiase,
before the pay-per-view.
That is freaking brilliant. You know what? The DiBiase posse going to be grilling up some barbecue. I can't wait to see how he does it when he comes to Milwaukee for Elimination Chamber.
What do you have to say to all of our great followers on Twitter, some over 11,000 people, who were showing their joy for Cody Rhodes winning that matchup tonight?
There were not 11,000 people cheering for Cody Rhodes.
There were tweet after 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 tweet
Breathe.
about Cody Rhodes winning that matchup.
I ignore them.
The people are behind him, David Hero.
No, they're not. They say that because they know of your man crush on Cody.
Not a man crush, it's respect.
And they know if they put over Cody to you, you're going to retweet them. And that's what they're doing. They're manipulating the whole system.
I don't control the PWR show account. Linda does.
Right, but you give Linda the nudge.
Just you and me for a minute here, Linda.
Oh, my goodness.
Are you a Cody Rhodes mark? Are you a Cody Rhodes fan?
Hello,
you appreciate
he is my next
Do you know that
big
because he's
thing.
Damian Nelson endorsed? Exactly.
Linda likes him because they're the same height.
She's the next big thing, baby.
Thank you. Ha! And right now, Linda's put out on Facebook, Linda, I want to hear from all of our peeps if they are a fan of Cody Rhodes. Yes or no. No in between. That's what I want. Put a question out on Facebook, facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Report. David Hero, I'm trying to be nice.
No, you're not.
I'm trying to be nice, and you're like I'm a cow, and you have the prod, and you just keep burning it, and you're turning it too. Why do you do this?
Because I'm the only one that keeps it real on this entire show. I got to make sure that things are the way they're supposed to be. I see how you operate. I see how you try to, manipulate things and try to confuse all of the thousands and thousands of Twitter followers at PWR Show. I'm on to you, Damian Nelson. I get it.
There'll be a new endorsement tonight, joining the likes of superstars like Cody Rhodes.
Now he's a superstar. He's kidding me.
We're going to talk about Cody Rhodes' amazing matchup and his third
win
over Randy Orton on Smackdown last Friday.
He's lucky he has the IC title. Otherwise, he would be on Superstars. Wait a minute. That show's been discontinued.
Online.
Yeah.
You're just a hater.
No, I'm not.
I bought you a pink pearl eraser for Christmas.
Pink
so
pearl?
that potentially you could erase some of that hate. And it just hasn't worked.
Well, I have. Pope and I patched things
You buried him earlier.
Well,
right here on this very program.
Because he doesn't understand the situation.
Is TNA bringing him in now?
Who?
The situation.
Yes. You didn't hear about that?
With Robbie E?
Yes.
Are you serious, bro?
I am serious, bro.
Cody Rhodes wins and retains the Intercontinental Championship.
You know, there's nobody else that they could put that belt on right now.
Why not?
Well, because it's a kid-sized belt. All right? Because the other one got ruined.
How did it get ruined?
Well, what's his name? Who had it first ahead of time? Something happened through customs. Ezekiel Jackson. So they had to go out and they had to get another belt. And, of course, obviously, they only had kid sizes left because, it was going to be discontinued because of the powers that be, and let Cody have it. But
I want to thank all of you for using...
Who else is there?
There's a Sheamus could be champion. Oh, he doesn't need it.
He doesn't need it.
Great. Then maybe Justin Gabriel could be champion.
Oh,
They've been giving him some time.
Are you kidding me? Seriously.
Alberto Del Rio could be champion because he ain't going to be WWE champion.
He's on the Raw brand.
CM Punk could be champion. He ain't going to be WWE
Raw
champion.
brand.
The brands have collided. It doesn't matter.
There are no mid-card guys on SmackDown that could be the IC champ right now except for Cody Rhodes.
So now you're saying, okay, so what is that? What do you mean by that statement? There are no mid-card guys on SmackDown right now that could be
He's the best, worst
champion.
choice.
The hate in this room.
It's not. Oh, my. You know what? If you were to truly listen to what I'm saying and instead of filtering out the things that you think you want to hear.
You on this very program, in that very microphone, said, Cody Rhodes sucks. Did you or did you not?
I absolutely said it.
So everything you say is now clouded by that statement.
No, that's why he's the best, worst choice to be the IC champ.
You think he sucks still? You don't think his character is advanced and developed
You know what?
You don't think that
yes,
he has...
the acting lessons have paid off. The theater group has paid off.
You're like watching a cable news network, and I ask you direct questions, and all you do is go back to the message. Go back to the message.
Because that's what I do. I give a message.
How about answering the question?
I did that.
Why have you driven this show, the first 16 minutes of this show, in the direction of talking about nothing but Cody Rhodes?
Because that's all you want. That's what the run sheet says. 20 minutes on Cody Rhodes. You have Cody win.
Beth Phoenix gets a pin on Kelly. However,
now, you know what? Beth Phoenix
Kelly
would be a great Intercontinental Champion. Because I can guarantee she could beat Cody Rhodes. She has a better build.
Well, of course she does from our standpoint.
She's jacked.
And Alberto Del Rio's jacked as well.
You know what?
Yeah, since that matters. Alberto Del Rio, he must be on the gas.
I never said he was. But now the other kid, what's his name?
Baby Batista?
Oh, my goodness.
Do you think him and Batista did a swap? You've seen those pictures of Batista.
Wellness policy.
I can't believe you're making such an accusation on nationally broadcast radio.
Wellness policy. I'll say it again. I want to see the cup he pisses in. I mean, are you kidding me?
Beth Phoenix. Kelly tonight did not show any reason for her to be in any championship running, let alone be the champion. She delivered in the ring a performance, but tonight she delivered a performance that showed her weaknesses in the ring. It wasn't a good match.
The clock strikes 12 on Sunday for Kelly.
She's done?
She
got that match at Hell in a Cell now with Beth Phoenix.
Beth Phoenix, third time is the charm. Wait, isn't that? I've heard that before. But yeah, seriously, I think. Well, we'll be the book this later, but I think the fans have had enough of Kelly. I really do. I think it's
wrestling
all
in the
right.
ring. I'm not sure you can ever get enough.
You know what?
Kelly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Beth Phoenix is the best woman in wrestling today.
What if she dyed her? What if Kelly dyed her hair?
She'd still be Kelly.
Maybe red or black. Would you be more interested?
No, probably not. No. What are you implying? Ridiculousness.
I just asked a question.
Shenanigans.
I asked a question. That's it. Mark Henry squashes the great Khali in quick form. He picks Khali up, holds him there, drops him down. All this happening before the bell rung, I think. Khali destroyed by Mark Henry. David Hero, not only did they build Mark Henry all the way up to his World Heavyweight Championship win, but one thing became crystal clear to me tonight, watching Mark Henry stand in the middle of that ring, holding that title up in the air. That man, Mark Henry,
is a beast.
A champion. He is a champion, meaning some people have held titles recently, some still do, not Cody Rhodes, that you look at him and you say, that's not a champion. You look at Mark Henry and you say, that's a man who is a legit champion in professional wrestling. And he proved that against the great Khali tonight.
Yeah, but...
Not that Khali was a threat.
No.
But he's a 7-foot monster that looked huge compared to the huge Mark Henry while being slammed.
I tell you what, when Randy Orton does eventually beat Mark Henry, he will have earned it. And Randy Orton will then become the giant killer instead of the legend killer.
Can this go all the way to WrestleMania? Some people have wondered if it can. Really?
Way.
Do you think it would have gone this far?
No, because of Mark Henry, he can't sustain that long.
Really?
He breaks down. He gets hurt. You know
One
what?
would say
I could
that
see
he is
it.
more motivated than ever right
I
now.
could see him going to WrestleMania, but
Let's see.
when was
Let's go back
Oh my
in the
goodness,
time
here we
machine.
go.
It was about this time last year that the man whose hat I'm wearing began his journey after winning Money in the Bank, began his journey to becoming WWE champion, The Miz.
Right.
And I said that The Miz would headline WrestleMania as the WWE champion. You,
As the Wii champion?
you were the naysayer. You said there's no chance, not any way that's going to
And
happen.
I said I was wrong. No,
No,
I
but
wasn't
the point-
wrong. I was mistaken.
The point I'm making is, could you two be mistaken right now about Mark Henry? Now, I'm not on board saying he's going to go all the way to Mania, but we've gotten some feedback saying that maybe he will carry this title in, and if he does, I think the fans could be behind him that long.
Yeah, I mean, you could see where maybe he gets past Randy Orton in the next two pay-per-views and then goes into the program with Kane, then Big Show. Then Orton could win the Rumble and challenge Mark Henry at WrestleMania. That could all very well happen. I mean, they could get some steam out of Mark Henry, but like I said, the guy can't break down. He's got to keep going forward, and when you're that big and that massive, your body breaks down pretty quick.
John Cena versus Christian with Punk in his commentator jacket and Alberto Del Rio on commentary. David Hero, one thing is for sure, your man, Alberto Del Rio, is not as impressive as he once was when he's got a microphone in his hand.
He's never been a great talker.
I never said he was, but he's been better.
Well, but look who
Maybe it was new.
Okay, but look who he's cutting promos with: CM Punk and John Cena. The guy who gets more mic time than Punk and Cena.
Cody Rhodes, actually.
Well, that's how rumors start. But seriously, I mean,
You're right.
He can't compete that way, which makes it interesting because ADR's kind of been the forgotten guy, and whenever someone's the forgotten guy, they always become pretty relevant when it matters the most.
So wouldn't you agree that Alberto Del Rio's been damaged by his 4-week title reign?
No.
First time as champion?
No,
only
because
had it for
he
4 weeks.
regained a whole bunch of that steam and heat tonight by putting the chairs to Cena and Punk.
But did he regain enough of it?
I think so.
Really?
Absolutely.
All right. Sorry, I can't move on before we talk about Diet Soda. Because CM Punk's Diet Soda was spilled again. People love it, David Hero. It was funny.
No,
funny,
because it's Pepsi. No one likes Pepsi. Coke products. That's in my contract.
The one thing I agree with you on. You'll never see any Pepsi around here.
Absolutely.
Unless they pay us, and then we'll switch and be happy about it.
And I'll just
We'll drink it with a
switch
smile on our
Yeah,
face.
sure. Well, you can drink. I can't smell drinking Pepsi.
Dolph Ziggler versus Zack Ryder for the United States Championship. Dolph Ziggler, David Hero, wins handedly that matchup. And many hoped that maybe the Broski would walk out with the United States Championship. But this was seemingly done just to progress the situation with Dolph Ziggler, Vicky Guerrero, and Jack Swagger.
Dolph Ziggler might be the number 2 wrestling guy in that company right now.
Really? That's a huge statement. Can you repeat that?
Dolph Ziggler might be the number 2 guy wrestling in this company right now, behind Randy Orton. But he could be number 1. I mean, Dolph Ziggler's freaking tremendous. And watching him, it's like he's channeling his inner Mr. Perfect. He bumps like him. He sells like him. A lot of similar moves. He gets great height. Fantastic drop kick.
But and he's one of those people where who he's in the ring with looks that much better because he's that damn good at selling.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Which is what Mr. Perfect was.
Oh, Perfect made everybody look good. I mean, and he even made Zack Ryder look pretty good tonight.
Woo, woo, woo. He wouldn't win the WWE United States Championship. However, we would see a 6-man matchup made.
Has anyone been as popular as Zack Ryder but still seem like he has nothing going for him right now?
I think that what we've seen, though,
WWE
the
crowd loves him, but you don't feel it when he's in the ring. That's what I mean.
I agree. Have we had enough opportunity to feel it when he's in the ring like we did tonight?
Absolutely.
Really?
Oh, come on. Hugh Jackman brought him out. Jerry Lawler brought him out.
In a wrestling match.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Really?
Absolutely.
I think tonight was really the first time we got to see, granted it was in 2 matches, tonight was the first time we really got to see Zack Ryder on Raw able to perform in a match and give the fans time to get behind him as a wrestler, not just an
Now,
internet
if you
champion.
want me to be cynical, here's the cynical Dave spin on the whole thing.
Dave.
They want to make sure that he gets the big babyface pop. That's why they send out Kofi and Airborne.
Really?
Yeah.
So that means the company's behind him then.
Well, they want to make sure that he stays babyface, that he gets christened with baby faces.
It would go into
Why? Why? Because they want to make sure that it's not just the internet fans in the crowd that are cheering for him.
Because according to Eric Bischoff, that's only 10% of the audience.
Right. And what was he called this weekend? Monday Night Mayhem? Something like that?
He's on a show often.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Mason Ryan. Baby Batista twin, whatever you want to call him.
I'm going to call him wellness policy. Because there is no way he can pass that thing right now. Why do you rub your head like that? There is no way. He is way too. I don't care how good of a diet he's on. He has bumps on top of bumps right now. It's ridiculous.
I just don't know if it's fair that you sit here.
All he's missing right now are the no pet
drugs.
strips, the face paint, and shaking the top rope. That's all that's missing.
Linda, could you go grab a shovel and a couple of coffins? Because all this guy is doing is burying people. David Hero, you're alleging that he is taking
first of all,
enhancement drugs.
I'm not saying they're illegal, but he's on something. I mean, come on. Spinach does not do that. I don't care how many cans of it you're going to eat. You don't get that jacked.
It worked for Popeye.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not talking chicken. All right. Well, I'm going to leave that alone so we don't get sued. David Otunga is...
Whoa, I never said he failed. I never said he's on anything. It's a hashtag.
David Otunga, a little reminiscent of one Clarence Mason tonight.
No. Farnsworth Bentley.
With the umbrella?
He's missing the umbrella, yes.
Hey, that was funny.
It was funny.
Farnsworth Bentley, I haven't heard that. Is he still around?
Yeah, he's doing something.
At least David Otunga, who tried to get Vicky Guerrero, Christian, and a bunch of others with him so he could file a lawsuit.
No, you know what that reminded me of? Like they're trying to start a union. Like in the late 80s. Or
maybe they're going to join forces with a couple people who have been fired recently. Kevin Nash, the Miz.
There is no way Otunga is going to be in another. Well, he could if he's the mouthpiece. You know, he plays.
Really?
Sure.
The mouthpiece?
He has quite the oratory skills. He has quite the vernacular.
Linda, can you back that up?
Yeah, Linda. You asking Linda about oratory skills? I didn't say oratory. I said oratory. Speaking.
David Otunga.
He's a good conversationalist.
David Otunga.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a Harvard graduate. Ivy League.
So is our president.
Yes, and they're both great talkers. Wait.
CM Punk versus Alberto Del Rio, the main event. As you said, the match ends with Alberto Del Rio getting a little bit of shine on him, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
David Hero, I don't have much to say about that match except for who was lowering the cage. I don't care.
They always lower the cage.
Yeah, but they don't always play the music.
Yes, they do. Of course they do. It's a given.
Not after, at the end, when it lowers and nobody
Don't raise your voice. Easy. All this hatred, all this condescending tone.
Overall, WWE Raw, did you think anything significant happened? And more importantly, do you think that they adequately sold this Sunday's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, especially knowing that we are just 2 weeks off of their last pay-per-view, Night of Champions?
Not really. But can we rewind back to the whole, what's the kid name? Mason Ryan?
Back to the middle and around again?
Yeah. When he came out to ringside, was that during the commercial? Because there was no crowd reaction when he came out.
Right.
All of a sudden you looked and the guy's there.
Oh, he grew some hair. His hair was longer.
You know what? It looks like him and Ricardo Rodriguez have the same barber. Wouldn't you think?
A couple of comments on our Facebook page.
Sure, change the subject.
Well, Linda stepped out of the room. You pissed her off with that whole oratory thing.
Okay.
So I got to read
now
Facebook
that's my fault.
Dustin Dennett saying, in reference to Raw tonight, actually in reference to this Sunday's pay-per-view, I hope Cena and Orton lose at Hell in a Cell. CM Punk or Del Rio need the WWE Championship more than Cena. Cena doesn't need the belt because he is already over with the fans, half of them. Mark Henry should retain the belt so he can run with the title for a few months and not be a paper champion. David Hero, those sentiments have been shared on this program a couple of times in regards to those same points from Dustin Dennett on our Facebook page. So we'll see this Friday on Be the Booker how that one, David Hero, would see this Sunday's pay-per-view go if he were the guy writing down the book. That's going to be available at YouTube on our YouTube channel. Exclusively Be the Booker. Also, don't forget that coming up this Wednesday, it's part 2 in our 3-part series on TNA Wrestling. And David Hero, this week we look at what's wrong with TNA Wrestling. I think it's very important to note that show was taped 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed.
Well,
it just
became
more clear.
Extremely clear. Absolutely.
That available Wednesday on our website, pwrshow.com, and on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/MaxSports.
Hey, aren't you doing? You better ask Linda about that new hashtag thing you guys are doing.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we come back.
Well, yeah, get her back in
here.
here.
Can be seen on primetime. We're going to take a time out, David Hero, and when we come back, we're going to talk about last Friday's Smackdown, where Cody Rhodes shined again, this past Thursday's Impact Wrestling,
grooming tip.
news,
he should shine.
Fan of the Week, and big news on this weekend's primetime. This is the Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com. Welcome back to the Pro Wrestling Report here on 540 ESPN, ESPNMilwaukee.com. For the first time ever, 1510 ESPN Deportes in Milwaukee. That's when you're supposed to talk Spanish.
Oh, well, I didn't get the cue on that. I'm
okay.
sorry. No, it's Monday.
Mira.
It's no, Mira is look.
Okay.
Monday. Oh, forget it. It's Lean Salsa Arba. What? It's like Tang,
Somebody
isn't it?
wrote this
That
down.
drink?
We've been talking about
Is that a drink?
WWE Raw. We are exclusively here on Blog Talk Radio tonight due to these dang-on Brewers. Congratulations to the Brewers, by the way, for winning their division
you
or
only
whatever it
hate
is.
on the Brewers because you live in Chicago now. That's it.
Listen, you will never find me running after and being elated or depressed because a team of millionaires won or lost. I could care less.
Oh, look
I'm
at
happy
you and
for
Cody
them.
Rhodes. He's a team of millionaires.
I am happy for them, but they're
There's
getting in
that
the way
word
of
again.
PWR, bro.
Hey, believe me, I understand. I feel the pain. I mean, it takes me forever to get warmed up here, and then you put on ice for an hour. Come on. Speaking of warming up.
Hello, I'm back now, David Hero.
I'm sorry, Linda.
That's okay.
Why don't you just slap him? Slap him like Sweet Sapphire would slap Ted DiBiase before the fur coat in the Cadillac.
I was going to say, you call me a guy in polka dots now?
You gotta do the dance. I'll dance with you, though.
American.
He's got to stop singing. That's
dream.
It's like two cats in a back alleyway.
All right. Something to note to everyone. We're doing a new thing here with hashtags here. Twitter, hashtag PWR. And that is very important to everyone right now. So make sure when you send us your tweets, but hashtag PWR while you're watching Raw, while you're watching Smackdown, Impact, catching PWR programming, tweet using hashtag PWR.
Why? Why would they want to do that?
Because Linda wants to see their hashtags.
Are you trying to get PWR to trend?
Absolutely. Well, also,
what would you do if PWR trended on Twitter, Miss October 2012?
Maybe I'll tweet a pic.
Oh,
Hashtag
yes! Motivation. Hey, wait, that won't be. Just make sure I'm not in the picture too.
Why not?
Believe me, nobody wants to see you in the picture with Linda. Trust me.
Well, anyways, the reason why you should do it is that you could see your tweet on an upcoming episode of Primetime.
Oh, wait a minute. Who authorized this? All right.
Linda Kay.
So if I tweet like tonight, many people did during Raw using hashtag PWR, and in addition to their comments, you might see those on Primetime on Saturday night on My 24 Milwaukee and all over the world online on PWRshow.com.
I think that's a heck of an idea.
Hell of a deal.
So show Linda your hashtags.
Well, when you put it like that.
Well, that's what she's asking for.
Thank
Hashtag PWR, though, guys. Come on.
Thank you very much, Linda Kay. And also on Facebook right now, did you get that question out there about the Intercontinental Champion, Cody Rhodes?
Yes.
All right, well, those results at the end of this program.
After the program.
At the end of this program.
Nobody wants to hear it.
Everybody wants to hear it. You don't want to hear it because you already know it. Did you peek? Did you sneak a peek?
Of course. I snuck a peek. You freak. Come on.
WWE Smackdown this past Friday night, David Hero. Highest rating ever for the show on Sci-Fi. Number 2 rating in the history of the network, Sci-Fi, for Smackdown this past Friday night. What in the blue hell was driving that? It wasn't a bad show, but is Mark Henry as champion a man who, after 1 week, equals ratings on SmackDown?
I think Mark Henry had a lot to do with it.
Really?
Yeah. I think Mae Young and all of her friends at the home wanted to tune in to see what she's doing.
Puppies.
It's all about Mae Young. She should have been there for the for the big.
What you're referencing is
party.
when she gave birth to Mark Henry's baby, which was a hand, right?
Yes.
Because they were dating for a while, her and Sexual Chocolate.
Oh, is that what they call it? Dating?
Mark Henry, your star of the week on primetime last week, David Hero, continues to shine, and I venture to say it wasn't him that caused that all-time high rating, but there had to be a ton of intrigue for Mark Henry.
You know what? I also think it's because a lot of people wanted to see that Randy Orton match with your boy, because there was so much talk and speculation about the bloodbath. But that's just,
And that bloodbath was indeed a bloodbath. Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes in the main event. Cody Rhodes defeats Randy Orton by disqualification. Linda, I think you were keeping track. Yes, indeed, on this piece of paper, 3 times, Cody Rhodes has defeated Randy Orton in the last few weeks. Just saying.
But,
it was an errant hit.
Oh, my gosh.
Randy Orton, because he's a sore loser, hit Cody Rhodes upside the head with the ring bell.
There's only one guy on SmackDown the fans want to see get beaten up, and that's Cody Rhodes.
Randy Orton, because he's a sore loser, hits Cody Rhodes upside the head with the ring bell.
And Cody is that soft and gushed like a pig.
Like a stuck pig. And you could see, SmackDown was heavily edited this past Friday night. You didn't see most of what happened. But you did see a lot of chaos and a lot of guys around the ring with towels and white gloves on, and Cody Rhodes with a lot of color on him, if you will. If you want to see what happened,
can you imagine having that job?
No, I could not imagine.
That sucks.
Yeah. I can't imagine, though, that, I can imagine that you do want to see what happened during that matchup in its entirety, and you can do so on our Facebook page right now. The video of the match, unedited, courtesy of a fan, is on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Report. David Hero, I don't think anybody deserves any credit for this necessarily, and I don't think anybody deserves any blame. It happened. It was an unfortunate accident, but what was very interesting is the moment that bell came in contact with Cody's head, the fountain literally opened up.
Yeah, he should have kept the mask on. If he wouldn't have taken the mask off to cheat, none of this would have happened.
You saw the 9 staples he required tonight in his head.
Karma.
That was outside the mask. So either way, and she's pregnant.
Well, he should have known better.
You got nothing to say about Cody beating Randy Orton 3 times? It was a disqualification. He beat him.
Damien?
Yeah.
It's predetermined.
Oh, come on. Yeah, this guy whose arms are up in the air, and the rare times that Alberto Del Rio wins a matchup that matters. Oh, yeah, it's predetermined.
I was happy that he got what he deserved. I knew, come on. Listen, when you watch a movie and they get the bad guy in the end, or the bad guy whatever, you just cheer for the final conclusion that it was a good story that was being told. Cody's not a good story. But you already knew that.
I'm sick of that. You stole that, by the way.
I know I did. And that's fine. And you know what? Until I get a cease and desist, I'm going to keep saying it.
Don't encourage it.
Well, come on. I average 3 a year. I'm at 2.5 so far.
Next Monday night, right here on 540 ESPN, ESPNMilwaukee.com, and Blog Talk Radio, we've got a guest. Last week, Lagana was on our program, Dave Lagana, at Lagana on Twitter. We look forward to having him on again soon, as a matter of fact. But next week, joining us for the first time on this program on radio, Chavo Guerrero will be joining us right here on this program. He's been very, very vocal lately since his departure from World Wrestling Entertainment, and I actually can't wait to hear what he has to say. Chavo Guerrero joins us next Monday night.
It's going to be interesting. He's been pretty vocal on his Twitter account.
Mex Warrior, at Mex Warrior.
And wow, you know what? You better make sure you got your finger on the dump button next weekend. Wait, are we going to be in Deportes?
No. We're done.
We should be back in here next week.
Why?
He'd be more comfortable.
Stop.
Well, you want Spanish on the show? We can do that.
Chavo Guerrero joins us next Monday night right here on 540 ESPN, ESPNMilwaukee.com. But David Hero before that, this Saturday on primetime.
Yes.
Let's just call it what it is. The interview everybody in this business wants.
And they're going to get it?
The interview everybody in this business wants, but the only one that PWR can deliver. This Saturday on primetime on My 24 Milwaukee, I will be speaking to Jeff Hardy.
Well, it's not. It was a sit-down.
I will talk to Jeff Hardy about Victory Road. I will talk to Jeff Hardy about his demons. I will talk to Jeff Hardy about what he expects the fans to have gotten
going
from
forward,
his behavior. Yeah. And it's a very revealing interview, David Hero. Jeff Hardy. First time.
I will say this, Damian
on
Nelson,
this program.
You may have outdone yourself on this one.
You know, I will say this in advance.
It was almost Wolf Blitzer-ish.
I will say this at standby. I will say this in advance. I have been very vocal about Jeff Hardy and how he nearly, if not did, destroy TNA Wrestling.
Yes. He was gracious.
He was gracious. He is aware of that. We talked about that. Jeff Hardy, seeing him maybe every 6 months for the last 2 years when, events would happen, looks better than he ever did.
Looks very healthy. Looks
clean. Looks like he wants to be doing it and is remorseful over what happened. Now, I would not be saying any of that had I not spoken to Jeff and seen Jeff this past weekend, and I'm surprised by that. The question is, we're so early in this, how long will it last?
Right.
I think it will because what was he showing us?
Pictures of his baby girl.
He's back.
Healthy living. He's in great shape. Yep. Trimmed down.
Absolutely.
Hanging and banging.
And he'll talk to you about the shape he's in and how he's gotten to that point this Saturday on PWR.
But you know what? He did not hide behind any of your questions.
None of it. And to be honest with you, some of the questions were a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, for me. I'm like, he's going to punch you in the nose. Tremendous.
That'll be this Saturday on the PWR primetime. Jeff Hardy joins us. And David Hero over the next few weeks. There's some stars coming to the Pro Wrestling Report primetime. Sonny last Saturday.
Yes.
A little speaking for us. Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin also joining us. You never know who's going to pop up on the PWR primetime Saturday night show.
Did you say pop or pop up?
Let's talk about Impact Wrestling.
We weren't?
Kurt Angle and Matt Hardy.
Yes.
Have a bit of a confrontation. Speaking
Jeff
of
Hardy.
Jeff Hardy. Sorry, I had Matt on the mind. Speaking of Jeff Hardy, Jeff Hardy says to Kurt Angle, what
was on your mind?
Matt Hardy. Because we're just talking about Jeff Hardy, and I was going to talk about whether we talked about Matt Hardy or not, and I didn't, so it was still there. Now I'm moving on, resetting, if you will.
Okay, Spinner-Rooney.
Prick.
That's hurtful.
Matt Hardy says to Kurt Angle, "Who are you to judge me?" And truer words couldn't have been spoken.
Exactly. Amazing how, and you know what? Obviously, you can tell there's, different sets of rules for different talents in TNA. And then, for Kurt to call out Jeff, and Jeff kind of fired back a little bit. There's a little bit of hidden stuff in that whole back and forth. But boy, Kurt Angle going off on Jeff Hardy about his demons. Who would you rather be in the car with? Oh, wait. That's not true because Jeff hasn't been pulled over.
Ink and Jesse Neal return, and they confront Mexican America in a tattoo parlor. I thought that was nice. It was funny, ha-ha.
Okay, well, funny ha-ha is better than nice. But, I don't know. Really? Like that would happen in a tattoo parlor?
Well, what wouldn't happen in a tattoo parlor?
I don't know.
I don't have ink, so I don't know if...
What?
I don't have any ink.
That little chip on the back of your neck?
Leave the fourth wall up.
Okay, sorry. Now, Linda, she has ink.
You like ink?
Yes.
I like how she says yes.
The Hogan versus Sting hype continues this past Thursday night on Impact Wrestling. And David Hero, I got to say, I like it, come on. Last Thursday, that segment with Hogan, Sting, and Bischoff to a degree was very well done. And it was entertaining. I enjoyed it.
And?
I enjoyed it.
See, there
I'm
you go.
not looking forward to the match,
well,
but I enjoyed it.
You know what? Nobody's looking forward to the match. Nobody in TNA is looking forward to the match. The fans aren't.
That contradicts your statement, though.
I'm paraphrasing you. That's all I hear is nobody, nobody, nobody.
I only speak for me.
Oh, really?
I only speak for myself.
All the Minion Nelson family people out there? Are you kidding me?
They're not Nelson family members. Brewers lost, apparently.
Really?
Yeah. All that for a loss. I've said, in my opinion.
Oh, boy, here we go.
That's
my gig.
No, yours is the Double H tricks or something like that.
Yes.
I don't know.
Because they're for kids.
My statement has been, I do not, in any way, shape, or form, want to see a wrestling match with Sting and Hulk
It's not
Hogan.
going to be a match. It's going to be a thumb wrestling contest.
Well, guess what, David Hero? The people who you think it's going to matter to won't know about the match being official until a week before Bound for Glory.
Well, that's fine. Then they'll just get the stream and watch it for free. You laugh, but you know it's true.
Oh, yes, I do know it's true. Just like Milli Vanilli did.
Yes.
I know it's true.
Mm-hmm. But
let's save that for Wednesday's What's Bad About TNA.
That's what I'm trying to do. You want to give away the whole show for free right here on Blog Talk Radio.
And ESPN Deportes, 1510.
Okay.
Pasa.
Run sheet.
I thought it was a good segment, and we did find out as well that, David Hero, you can see Bound for Glory if you're not getting it on a live stream in one of your local movie theaters.
No. Finish reading the rest of the line.
Smart, but not in many major markets.
Yes. So if you're in Hammond, Indiana, or...
No offense to any of our fans in Hammond, including Nicole, who we met, who had a PWR sign at the
I'm
TNA
just saying,
show
Hammond's not a
weekend.
major market. I'm just saying.
You're right.
Yeah, that's.
But no offense. Sometimes people take things. I'm just cleaning it up. Sometimes people take things sensitively.
Well, not for me. I mean, I'm the voice of the people.
No, you're the voice of the voices.
Okay. Yeah, so like if you're in those other towns with population of 500 or less, it'll probably be in your movie theaters. Right?
Yeah, and you can get that full list at TNAWrestling.com or BFG 2011.
You know what? It's a great idea. It really is.
It's no different than the closed
because
circuitry of
you know what?
WWE.
To pay $6.99 to go into a theater and watch it on the big screen, you know.
You want to talk about great ideas? You know what I discovered? And I think this is one of the most revolutionary and brilliant things that has been done with online video in maybe since the beginning of.
Oh, why? Because
YouTube.
now it's free online?
What is? Bound for Glory? Stop it. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I do not participate in those. I do not go to any
That's
domain.
how you improve your oratory skills.
This Saturday or last Saturday or some UFC pay-per-view coming up is available on YouTube. You can buy it and watch it live on YouTube. That's brilliant.
That is brilliant.
WWE should be doing that.
No.
Really?
Why would they want to partner when they can get the money themselves?
Well, they partner with the cable networks now.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's pretty one-sided.
It's an additional revenue stream. Let's say you're not at home. Let's say you're at a friend's house. You got YouTube everywhere. There's an internet. You can watch the pay-per-view.
But what are the chances of that locking up or freezing? You know?
I would say given today's technology and the power of the UFC on pay-per-view, the chances are pretty unlikely.
You know what? That's true because, you know, Saturday when we were down in Hammond for the TNA show, my good, close super friend, not yours, Mr. Anderson, now has.
When did you disappear to for like 30 minutes with the cameraman?
We had a chat. We worked.
Why
on,
was the cameraman?
We had to work on some great stuff for Saturday's TV show.
Executive producer, you can work on some great stuff, but guess what? It doesn't air unless I clear
Well, first of all, it's already been turned into the network. My24 loves it, and they are going to run with it. So you can do that executive producer
Linda,
stuff all you want.
on the phone because I've told this.
But the network was big time in favor of it.
We got to take a break.
They thought, you're going to cut me off now?
I'm going to let you finish. I'm just telling you we got to take a break.
Well, no, but technology, he has DirecTV on his phone.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that amazing?
It is. It's got that, what is it called, Saturday ticket?
Well, yeah, he wants
With the
Sunday.
NBA?
He wants to watch his beloved Packers, and then this way he can also watch PWR show on his app, which is on his phone also.
As we said earlier, right now on our Facebook page, you can tell us whether or not you're a fan of Cody Rhodes, and we'll share those results with David Hero when we come back from this time out here on the Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN, ESPNMilwaukee.com, and Blog Talk Radio. Welcome back to the Pro Wrestling Report here on 540 ESPN, ESPNMilwaukee.com, 1510 AM ESPN Deportes, and Blog Talk Radio. David Hero, do you know we're also on Stitcher Radio? You can get that on your little BlackBerry there, Stitcher Radio.
Lilo?
Stitcher, S-T-I-T-C-H-E-R, Stitcher.
That was a movie, wasn't it?
Something about that was a fish. Is that what they made Deadliest Catch?
Lilo and Stitcher. It was a Disney movie.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Finding Lilo.
Lilo? Layla? Layla.
Couple of news items, David Hero. Before we do that, a couple of reminders, actually. Next week, Chavo Guerrero is our guest right here on the radio show. This Saturday, Jeff Hardy, first and exclusive interview with the Pro Wrestling Report on prime time.
That's going to be freaking fantastic.
Be the Booker online on Friday.
Well, that's stellar. Friday?
Friday.
I have plans on Friday.
Oh, why don't you talk to the network?
Oh, well, I think I might have.
They're the ones who schedule this.
I thought we were doing Be the Booker on Saturdays.
No, Fridays. Why are you doing this? We're live. Wednesday, TNA Part 2. TNA Part 2 in depth.
What's Thursday?
Yeah, what have we got, like 6 hours of content this week?
Ridiculous.
And some people had the, primetime overwhelming success, by the way. Not to our own
Absolutely.
horn, but we want to thank My24 Milwaukee and all of you who have tuned in and sent us feedback on the program. But, yes, it is a 30-minute show because it is in a 30-minute time slot on broadcast television.
Right.
We're bringing you a 40-minute show for TNA. We're bringing you a 30-minute show for Be the Booker. We've got an hour on radio.
Holy
tonight.
crap, I got 30 minutes for Be the Booker?
An hour for Sudden Impact Radio this Thursday night. An
Pump
hour
the
for the
brakes.
post show this
Sunday
Sunday after Hell in a Cell. You don't have to pump them. They're anti-lock.
30 minutes on Be the Booker?
Yeah.
There's only 4 matches announced.
Oh, are you going to do it?
That's 12 minutes a match.
Last time there were 4 matches announced, you were unprofessional. You just walked out.
Ugh.
A little nose up in the air, a little mousse in your hair.
Well, yeah, time is money.
Let's get to a couple of quick news items.
No, I want to hear Cody Rhodes' thing. How's he doing on the poll? Oh, we're not at the end yet?
Bobby Heenan, David Hero. A lot of people reporting that he has suffered, and I quote, a terrible fall.
No.
At PWRshow.com, you get this thing called verified news because as broadcast journalists that I am, we like to verify what we report to you.
And we verified. We talked to the Heenans.
And the truth, if you can handle it,
was fired last week.
The truth about the Bobby Heenan story, that he suffered a terrible fall, was actually
he has the flu. It's flu season. He wasn't feeling well.
Why do people want Bobby Heenan dead?
No. Well, I think that they said he fell because he was scheduled to be at an autograph appearance over the weekend.
So it's working.
And I think it sounds sexier for the promoter that poor Bobby fell as opposed to, well, he has the flu.
Do you know it was Bobby Heenan being, quote-unquote, near death that made us launch the verified news?
Yes, I remember that. And then who did we get on? His daughter.
Jessica Heenan.
And she set the world straight.
Yep. Jeff Hardy this Saturday.
Yeah, you were kind of giddy talking to Jeff.
You know, if anybody who's followed the show for the last 14 years knows that I was a Jeff Hardy mark. Big time. More so than I'm a mark for the
Well, yeah, all that hair dye, that's why you lost your hair. All that blue and red and purple.
I got circulation problems in my arms, too.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you wear the no pest strips.
Ric Flair's been scheduled for surgery. He has torn his left triceps, which occurred during his match with Sting on Impact. We never got to talk about that match.
We didn't have to. Well, we did talk about it, but just not on the air.
Bobby Lashley is returning to professional wrestling. He's now accepting bookings. Will we see him at Blizzard Brawl?
Probably not.
However, you can purchase Blizzard Brawl tickets right now at PWRshow.com or BlizzardBrawl.com. A couple of matches announced. I'm going to kick Chris Masters' ass in a matchup.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm going to destroy him.
The more you talk, the worse it is.
He's been hiding from me. I've been tweeting him, been texting him. I'm working out, whatever. Yeah, you better work out because annihilation will be the word on December 3rd.
I heard that the network has video of you hanging and banging in the gym, training, getting ready for your
I've been working out 5 times a day, 5 days a week. Absolutely, there's video of
it.
Got my workout gear on.
5 times a day is fine, but you got to go longer than 5 minutes a time.
Hey, listen.
You're barely
everybody
getting
has
30
their
minutes
own way
in.
of doing things, all right? Mason Ryan taught me a few things. Been using his strategy.
Pumps and a bump, huh?
WWE Summer. What about the other match you announced for Blizzard Pro last week?
Chavo Guerrero and Al Snow for the GLCW Championship.
And Chavo joins us next week right here on this very program.
Yes, he does. Don't forget, Serena Deeb, the GLCW Ladies Champion, is going to be there as well.
Well, you just announced that. You just need to make a big deal about this kind of stuff.
Well, when I announce her opponent, it'll be a big deal.
Serena Deeb, Chavo Guerrero, Damian
Serena
Nelson.
Deeb versus Linda Kay.
What's the other guy's name? The guy I got to wrestle?
Chris Masters.
Oh, him, yeah.
The
He'll be there,
Masterpiece.
Now, we haven't seen Chavo or Masters.
Wait, stop. I'm kidding. Linda's not wrestling. If she wants to, she can.
What are we? Is Jell-O a sponsor?
No, but Pudding Pops are.
WWE SummerSlam not doing so well this year compared to Money in the Bank, which was up over prior year. SummerSlam reportedly coming in at
Do you know what hurt SummerSlam?
What hurt SummerSlam?
Janet Jackson.
What'd she do?
More people were at the Janet Jackson concert than
No, just people who have nationally broadcast radio shows all over the world that chose to go to that instead of watching the pay-per-view.
But it was Janet.
Miss Jackson.
Yeah, Linda Kay was there.
WWE SummerSlam getting 300,000 buys compared to about 330 last year, so not that huge of a deal for them. But, again, WWE's making a ton of money on pay-per-view. It's about 160,000 that are buying domestically, so you add that up, 35, 45, 55 bucks or whatever it is. Okay, they're still making money. And I've been seeing all these reports about WWE put on a survey asking if fans would watch their pay-per-views on this planned WWE network. So, of course, everybody's reporting that all the pay-per-views are moving to WWE's TV network.
And wait a minute. And who owns that?
WWE.
And didn't I just say they have a sweetheart deal with the cable company? Why would they want to be on YouTube when they can control the whole thing themselves? And now they're going to.
Exactly.
See, I was right.
But you just said they're going to, where all they've done was did a survey asking if people would be interested.
Believe me, they're going to.
Who have you ever beat? Let's go to this week's Fan of the Week. Hashtag PWR.
All right, thank you. All right, this week's Fan of the Week is Nathaniel Winkleman. He says, do you think that...
Harvey?
No, Nathaniel. He says, do you think that Twitter and YouTube do now what unscripted promos and interviews used to do, meaning that it is a way for talent to connect with the audience? I thought Zack Ryder was just some guy out to collect a paycheck until I saw Z, True Long Island Story. I also feel like YouTube shows that aren't part of the WWE channel create a sense of reality. Gentlemen, what are your thoughts on this?
Thank you, Linda.
Well, wasn't Nate Winkleman a fisher?
I don't
fisherman?
No, that was Morton.
Okay. You know what? I'll let the two of you Zack Ryder lovers talk about this one.
Because you clearly hate Zack.
No, I don't hate, but you know it'll be misconstrued.
You told Zack Ryder you loved his stuff on YouTube.
I did.
That's a fact.
Because I was lost. I needed help.
Ted DiBiase, you'll see that on our Facebook page as well, has now got his own YouTube channel, the DiBiase Posse, and he's been using that to get word out about what he really is, who he really is, seemingly uncontrolled.
He kind of buried his old man, didn't he?
He totally did.
You know, I mean, maybe there isn't a whole lot of love there.
He is on YouTube. We know that The Miz has a channel on YouTube now. We saw part of his First and Miz, or whatever it is, First and Awesome.
Miserable TV?
On Sirius Radio.
Oh.
We saw some video from that on his channel. Obviously, Zack Ryder has mentioned in this email from Nathaniel. You know, I think it's good. I think it's an extension of the personalities in WWE. And David Hero, you made this point, and you made this point very clearly, that what do the fans connect with? What do the fans want to see? In some cases, for some stars, they want to see them talking about things that are maybe outside of wrestling. They want to see them living. They want to hear their beliefs on things and hear who they are as a person, which creates that connection with the fans that will do nothing but help that talent. But at the same time, who's controlling that content? Should be?
Vinnie Mac and company control the content. They sign off on everything that the talent does.
And they could say no.
It's not like any one of them are going to show up on The Price is Right without them knowing about it.
Come on down.
Vince knows what his talent is doing.
Thank you so much for that email from Nathaniel Winkleman, and you too can attempt to be fan of the week simply by sending us your email question or comment to comments@pwrshow.com. Comments@pwrshow.com. David Hero.
Yes, Damian Nelson.
I have a new endorsement to make. For those of you that don't know, a Damian Nelson endorsement in the business of professional wrestling is better and bigger than when the New York Times or the LA Times endorses a candidate for political office. This is the highest
Hold on, you're
honor
talking
you
about
can get.
newspapers. They're going out of business.
I'm a broadcast journalist. This is the high. They're just going online like we are. This is the highest honor a wrestler can get, and such great talents such as Heath Slater, The Miz, Cody Rhodes, and Crimson have already been endorsed. Now, keep in mind, The Miz's endorsement was tarnished.
Terry.
Stop it! I never endorsed Rob Terry, nor will I endorse Rob Terry. Why do you spread? You're spinning lies into things that would make me look bad.
Roll back the tape 6 months ago.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's roll back the tape. I'll wait, because you will not find any.
First of all, we're in
audio.
Deportes. I can't read Spanish, so I don't know where the rewind button is.
I am ready to make an endorsement, and if you could not crap on this while I'm making this very,
You know what?
very major
It's all you.
statement.
I will be quiet for 30 seconds. 1.
I have long been a
3,
supporter of this amazing
4.
athlete. I have long been a person who has said that he reminds me of several great talents of the past. I have long said that he is a future champion in WWE. While he is a current champion, I think his star will continue to rise because I am officially now endorsing Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is now Damian Nelson endorsed. Take that to the bank,
You can't.
cash it,
You can't.
get a loan on it,
You can't.
get a mortgage on it, take out a second mortgage on it because it's worth that much. Damian Nelson has endorsed
I
Dolph
did
Ziggler.
that 3 months ago.
Your endorsements don't mean anything. You DHHQS stuff. I endorse, and my endorsements have equaled championships and big matchups.
my
Look at
goodness.
Cody Rhodes. Look at The Miz. Look at Crimson.
I am looking at all of them.
And keep in mind with my endorsements, it doesn't mean next week.
Oh,
It
it's
doesn't
an
mean next
infinity
month.
endorsement, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
You can't take an endorsement back. At least in my
Oh,
party.
yeah, you can. You should take a few back.
Heath Slater. I'm sorry.
Dolphy Z.
Ziggler
You know what? I like Dolphy
is
Z.
now
I
officially
think he's going to
endorsed.
be tremendous. He is
And for
tremendous.
that one, you can rewind the tape if you were able to find the button and find out that I have been a long supporter of Dolph Ziggler, but he is now endorsed, which means he's going to go somewhere.
I can't read this stuff. I am not going to push these buttons. I'll screw it up.
Facebook. We asked, and Linda's got the results here.
I can only imagine.
We asked, and I quote, a simple question. There was no leading in the question. There was no spinning in
You
the
know
question.
what? It looks almost 50-50 to me.
The question was, are you a fan of Cody Rhodes? Just that simple. Is that a fair question, David?
No, it's
How is it
so.
How is it not fair?
It's so vague.
How is it vague?
Because you can like him, but not think he's a good wrestler.
You're polishing the results before the results are even given.
Women think he's cute.
70% say yes. 30% say no.
Yeah. Well.
We put it out there for the fans.
No, you did. Absolutely, you did. There's no question. But the part that sucks is you have 13 different email accounts, Damian. Okay? Linda has 4. So that's 17 votes for sure.
What do you mean?
Cody
I've been
Rhodes.
sitting here right next to you all night.
Yeah.
No, stop
Linda's
that.
been on her little phone.
She's been tweeting out pictures of me.
You've been going back and forth on different windows that are open and stuff.
Windows?
Yeah.
It's a Mac.
Same thing. It's a window. It's an apple. Potato. Ireland. Idaho. That was funny, by the way. When Sheamus ate the potato and said, "It's not from Ireland. It's from Idaho." That was good stuff. That's comedic gold.
Chavo Guerrero joins us next Monday night as we are here on 540 ESPN, ESPNMilwaukee.com. And also this Saturday night, it's the interview you definitely have been waiting for, the one you owe it to yourself to see as a wrestling fan or one familiar with the Jeff Hardy situation. And David Hero, I am prepared because I know that a lot of people will not like the fact that we are giving Jeff Hardy airtime. Because a lot of people are done with Jeff Hardy. But this is a message that
Michael
needs to be
Vick
heard.
got $100 million after killing dogs. And he's still selling jerseys.
That's this Saturday on primetime on My 24 here in Milwaukee, 10 o'clock p.m. Jeff Hardy, the interview you need to hear. This Wednesday online, TNA In Depth Part 2. This is going to be what's bad about TNA David Hero. And
you know what? That's
things
90
get a little
minutes.
heaty. No, it's long.
Mm-hmm.
This Friday, be the booker for Hell in a Cell. And we have a poll on our Facebook page right now asking you.
What's on it?
If you're looking forward to a couple of the matches at Hell in a Cell this Sunday, so be sure to answer that with those results this weekend on primetime. And Linda, you said hashtag PWR gets your tweet potentially on air during PWR primetime television. That is huge. Huge. So, that's it, David Hero. We want to thank all of you for joining us, especially for your patience as we were delayed due to the Brewers losing tonight.
Brujas.
But this was the last conflict, according to our agreement here with 540 ESPN, so we don't expect to have any more of those issues down the road. So we will see you next Monday night, 10 o'clock p.m. right here on 540 ESPN, Blog Talk Radio, and all of our other channels.
Chavo Guerrero.
Next Monday night.
He missed it by a week. He could have helped me out find that rewind button here.
For David Hero and Linda Kay, this is Damian Nelson saying thank you so much for tuning in here to the Pro Wrestling Report. We'll see you again Saturday on Primetime Television, and all of our online episodes available this week at pwrshow.com, and again next Monday right here on 5.
Thursday, Sudden Impact Radio.
We talked about that.
Really?
We'll be back right here next Monday night on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com.
Coming up Friday at PWRShow.com, it's Be the Booker for WWE Hell in a Cell. David Hero, you've said that the three-way match between Punk, Alberto Del Rio, and John Cena may not deliver, but how are you going to book it, or how would you book it with what has been given to you? We'll find out on Be the Booker, and also it's Mark Henry versus Randy Orton in a rematch.
Another Hell in the Cell, 2 Hell in the Cells?
2 Hell in the Cell matchups at least. We'll do Be the Booker Friday exclusively at PWRShow.com. Be sure to tune in. Be the Booker, the only way to preview a pay-per-view.